Hi everyone, thank you so much for showing up for today's lesson. And I will be going to talk a bit about two yogic principles. They are called Abhyasa and Vairagya. Maybe you've heard of them. In case you didn't, I will just briefly explain what they're about. So Abhyasa is basically the term that is used for dedication. So for example, in yoga practice, in asana practice, Abhyasa means that you consistently show up, that you roll out your mat each and every day, that you come to practice, that you go to practice, even if it's not convenient for you, and that you really stick to it in order to achieve a particular result. So basically you want to become better at asana practice for whatever reason. Maybe you want to become better at meditating, maybe you want to be overall a better yogi, who knows. And the second principle, Vairagya, is you could basically see it as sort of the opposite. So this is detachment. So it means that once you're in a process, you're letting go of the results of the process. So if we go back to the asana practice, while you're in the practice, you're letting go of the result that you want to have. Let it be a stronger body, a stronger mind, whatever it is, but you really show up and you devote yourself to the process. So the principle of Vairagya basically reminds you not to focus on the results so much, but to really stay in the moment, stay within your practice, stay within your thoughts, and so you don't really lose the joy in the process, because you never know what the result may be. Like, the result is something in your head that you imagine, but you never know what it's going to be. So, and those two principles, you could imagine like only one principle, sticking to one of those principles, Abhyasa, for example, could make you like really strong, really dedicated, will bring you really far. But it might not necessarily make you a happy and content person, because you measure your success on the outcome. You're basically putting in all the effort in order to get something out of it, but you never know if you're going to get anything out of it. And the other principle basically keeps you in the balance, so you basically can enjoy the things you do just for the sake of doing them, because you're not doing them only to get a result, but you're just doing them because it makes you happy. It makes you good to be a reliable person. It makes you happy to be a reliable person that shows up on the mat each and every day. This is something inherent in the process that keeps you going too. So I think like the best example, because we're going to do a practical part in a second, I think the best example, or one of the very best examples, is the handstand, because handstand is such a humbling practice, to be honest. So one day you could stand in a handstand, the next day you fall out of it every time you try. And it's a process, and over time you see results. It takes a long time. So when you're kicking up into your first handstand, maybe you're on the wall, maybe you feel shaking, maybe you feel your shoulders are weak, and this might be the case for weeks, for months, but slowly over time you see a result. So you definitely need Abhyasa to make you dedicated enough to the process to actually turn up, hit the wall in the beginning, or whatever encounter you choose to get better at this. But it can be so frustrating, and I'm really telling you from my heart, from my own experience. If you forget to have joy in the moment, to get detached from what you actually want to achieve at the end, you probably, if you're not like in a very handstandy person naturally, you're probably gonna get lost in the way, because it's so frustrating, because sometimes you don't really see a process over time. Sometimes you reach the plateau and you don't really see any progress, so you have to go back, contemplate, okay, what else could I add to my daily practice? Should I maybe go to the gym, lift weights? Should I maybe do, I don't know, whatever exercise it is? And I think the moments when you really feel you're in Vairagya and you're really practicing it is when you're having fun, is when you feel this uplifting energy of, okay, I love what I'm doing. I just love what I'm doing at the moment. I love pushing my hands into the ground. I love pulling my knees into my chest. I love feeling the strength in my body. So in order not to lose the joy on the way, you basically have to embody those two principles with one another. Oh, and I forgot to tell, if you're only in your Vairagya process, so if you're not really thinking about putting effort in at all, you're not going to go anywhere. Okay, so if you're just really happy, nice, and content with whatever you're doing, whenever you're doing it, you will basically be stuck on your couch. So it might be a good thing for you, might not. So basically, this is why you want to balance out these two things. And just to give you a brief example, because as most yogic principles, basically as all yogic principles, that doesn't just apply to your asana practice. It applies to your yamas, to your niyamas, to whatever practice you choose to do. And also, say, let's take an example, if you are on a job and you want to get a promotion. So you could also think about these two things in order to keep you focused, but yet content. So if you want to get a promotion, say you really want to put in the effort, you really show up, maybe you put in some extra hours, maybe you're working on extra skills, maybe you're learning a new software in your free time, whatever. I have no idea what your field of expertise is, but maybe these are things you want to do, and this is pure abhyasa energy. So you're really putting effort into it because you want this result, right? And Vairagya reminds you to actually enjoy it. So I hope you enjoy your job if you put in extra hours. So, but I mean, learning a new software, like adding an extra skill to your set of skills, this is something that could be joyful, or maybe more connecting with your coworkers, being more talkative with them, and creating bonds, networks throughout your company. These could be things that could really be pleasant and remind you that you're alive now. Like, you're not just alive for whatever outcome you want to have, you're alive right now, and you really want to enjoy the process all along on the way. So that's just one example. I'm sure you can think of 1,000 different examples. And so I would say, let's jump straight into practice. So we start in downward facing dog. And let me just check the time whenever you see me tap this watch. I'm basically checking the time. I don't want to overdo your time. So in your down dog, and we start in downward facing dog because this will be a rather strong practice, so we can start right in a strong position. And since we're focusing on handstands, you want to be really able to push your palms down, lengthen through your legs. Maybe you want to bend your legs, lift your sitting bones. In whatever position you choose, you either want to close your eyes now or set a drishti for your practice. And then set the focus, get into your Drishtana, which is the mixture of your focus, your drishti, your breath, your ujjayi, and your bandhas. Deep breath into your chest. Exhale, pull your navel in and up. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One last breath in here. Bend your legs, look in between your hands. Walk your way to the top of the mat. And while you're doing so, make sure you're pushing down your palms firmly into the ground. Lengthen through your chest. Inhale. And release back down on your exhale. Uddhva Astasana, reach your arms up to the sky all the way. Hands to your heart on your exhale. Inhale here. Samasthiti. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull your navel in and up. Stay here for one more breath in. And out. So Sunset A, classical one. Reach your arms up. Uttanasana on your exhale. Lengthen through your chest. Push the weight straight into your hands. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Exhale. Find your back bend. Inhale. And back to downward facing dog on your exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your legs, look in between your hands. Hop or step, come to the top of the mat. Keep pressing into your hands. And release down, forward, forward, exhale. Reach your arms up all the way, inhale. Straight back down on your exhale. Push the weight into your hands. Lift your heels. Jump back, chaturanga. Find your back bend. And maybe do a push-up. Back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your legs, look in between your hands. Hop or step. Forward fold, exhale. Come all the way up. Straight back down. Push the weight into your hands. Inhale. Chaturanga. Find your back bend. And back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your legs, look in between your hands. Hop or step. And forward fold. Reach your arms up all the way. Hands to your hearts. Utkatasana, inhaling. Uttanasana, release, exhaling. Weight goes into your hands. And chaturanga. Find your back bend. And back to downward facing dog. Right foot in between your hands. Left heel down. Chaturanga, Dandasana. Find your back bend. And come back. Left foot in between your hands, right heel down. Vira one. Chaturanga, bring your hands down. And we meet in down dog. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Inhaling. And exhale. Lift your heels. Bend your legs in between your hands. Hop or step. And forward fold. Utkatasana. Come to standing. Exhale. Utkatasana, inhale. Now modification, bring your hands to the ground. Exhale. Bring your knees into your armpits. And then lift up. I'm not sure if I'm still in the picture. Lift up, bring your toes and take a deep breath in here. And shoot back. Chaturanga. Find your back bend. Push back, downward facing dog. Right foot in between your hands. Vira one. Inhaling here. And then stay here. Level your pelvis on the exhale. Keep pushing into your hands. Maybe find a little back bend. Inhale. Maybe bend your right leg just a tad deeper. Exhale. Inhale here. Interlace your hands behind your lower back. Extend through your arms, lengthen through your chest, and then shift your weight onto your right leg for a warrior 3. Inhaling here, level your pelvis, exhale, take a deep breath in and out. One last breath in here. We go into a standing split, bring your hands down to the ground, inhale, lengthen, and your pelvis stays leveled. I know it's super tempting to go all the way and open the hip, but stay centered, pull the toes in and inner rotate your thigh. If you want, if you're in really good balance today, you can bring your right hand to your ankle and maybe your left hand too. And now this is the moment to find joy in the process, because you might fall, you might find it really hard today. Inhaling here, and then take a long step back, Chaturanga, Dandasana. Find your back bend, and push back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, grab your big toes, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release down, pull your chest down. Inhale here, and exhale. One more breath in, and out. Now, place your hands down onto the ground. Make sure you can really press into your palms. You can always bend your legs if needed. And then we want to really activate your deep core and your hip flexor. So in this position, from your pelvis, lift the right leg and bring it back down. Lift the left leg. And this is not putting it back or to the side or anywhere else. You're just lifting by lifting the left side of your pelvis. Bring it back down. Lift the right again. And now the fun part, toe taps. Bring your toes all the way up to your wrist. Stay, 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 and release. Training sides. Lift the left. Push your toes against your palms. Stay, stay, and release. Inhaling here. And forward fold, exhale. Walk your hands back on the inhale. Take a deep breath out. Left foot in between your hands, right heel down. Vira 1 on your inhale. Stay, level your pelvis. Exhale, 2 more breaths. Inhaling here. Exhaling. One more breath in. Make sure you're really reaching up through your palms. Interlace your hands behind your lower back. And slide back just to stay in the picture. And then for warrior 3, slowly bring your chest further down. Again, you can always bend the standing leg, obviously. Maybe you want to flex the foot in this one. Make sure you're really inner rotating your thigh. You keep lengthening through your chest, really engaging your back muscles and your deep core. Take one last breath in here. For a standing split, slowly bring your hands down to the ground. Stay here, level your pelvis, inner rotate your thigh. And if you want more, left hand reaches for your ankle. And if you even want more, right hand joins. Inhale here, and exhale. Take one last breath in. And then take a long step back, Chaturanga, Dandasana. Find your back bend and push back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. One more time. Okay. Take a deep breath in here. And then again, make sure you bring the hands something like 20, 25 centimeters away from your feet. Inhale here. On the exhale, push your palms into the ground, shift your shoulders over your fingertips. Lift the right leg from the pelvis and put it back down. Lift the left leg from the pelvis and put it back down. It's getting nicer. Lift the right leg from the pelvis, toe taps, and come back. Left lift from the pelvis, and toe taps, and come back and release. Inhale, lengthen, and then bring the hands under the soles of your feet, and release into a forward fold. One more breath in here. And take a deep breath out. Inhale, length. Exhale, walk back, downward facing dog. Now come into a half down dog. What I mean by that, make the thing narrower. So place the feet and legs closer in towards one another. Bend your legs, look in between your hands. Now you want to do a few jumps, and the most important thing is once you're starting to jump, you want to shift the weight all the way into your hands. So maybe you want to practice that a few times. Really extend through your arms, keep pushing the floor away, and shift your weight. Back, shift your weight. Okay, the next element would be that once you're in the air, you keep pulling the knees into your chest, and you're basically jumping. The third action is you actively push the floor away with your arms. So basically you bend your legs, you shift your shoulders over your fingertips, you squeeze and you push. Come back and do again. And come back, one more time. And come back. So if you're still practicing, that means that you're still combining those two elements of your practice. I hope you're still having joy. Bend your legs, look in between your hands, come to the top of the mat, and forward fold. Come all the way up, reach your arms up to the ceiling, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Extend through your legs, extend through your arms, and get into a forward fold on your exhale. One more breath in. And release your hands on the exhale. So we did one Bakasana already. Let's do a second one, where you actually combine the thing with compressing and the toe taps. So keep pushing into your hands, lift the heels, bring your knees into your armpits. Keep shifting your weight in the direction of your fingertips. And then do toe taps. Right toes down, and up. Left toes down and up. One more time each side. Right down and up. Left down and up. Shoot back. Chaturanga. Wasn't my nicest one. And come back. Lift your right leg up to the sky on the inhale. Open your pelvis now. And level your pelvis again. Open your pelvis. And level your pelvis. One more time like this. Open your pelvis. And actually now bring your left forearm down. Slide the right hand next to your left elbow. And now you feel, once you really open the pelvis, lift the leg really, really high, lift the left knee heel, you feel your weight transitioning. And slowly come back. Extend both arms again. Squeeze the right knee into your chest. Bring your shoulders over your fingertips. And step. High lunge. Inhale. Hands to heart. Another round of warrior 3. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Standing split. Bring your hands down. Now this time, again, open your pelvis. And level again. Open your pelvis. Maybe you can feel the weight shifting more into your hands as you just lift your leg higher and level again. One last time. Open, level. Squeeze the left knee into your chest for a pistol squat pull the leg through, hands to heart, and sit. Extend both of your legs, bring the knees up and in for a version of Navasana. Inhale here. And now you want to squeeze the knee into your chest as much as you can. Extend again, inhale. And squeeze. 2 more, extend. And squeeze. 1 last, extend. And squeeze. You may cross your shins or you might try without crossing them. Come back into Uttanasana. Lengthen on the inhale. Another round of Bakasana. Bring your knees into your armpits. Shift your weight. And now try toe taps at the same time. And come back up. Toe taps. And come back up. 1 last. Toe taps. Come back up. Chaturanga. And we meet in downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up to the sky. Open your pelvis, inhale. Level your pelvis, exhale. Open, inhale. And level. 1 more time, open. Bring your right forearm down. Slide the legs 10. Left hand next to your elbow. Keep lifting your weight. Lift the back heel, lift the right heel as much as you can. Feel your weight shifting. And slowly come back into down dog. Squeeze the left knee into your chest. Bring your shoulders over your fingertips. And step. High lunge on your inhale. Hands to heart. Lean for another warrior 3. Inhaling here. And bring your hands down. Exhale. Open your pelvis as much as you can. Inhale. And level. Exhale. Open on the inhale. And level. 1 last. Open, inhale. Level, squeeze the knee in for another pistol squat. Pull the leg through and sit. Inhale, lengthen for Paschimottanasana. And exhale, release down. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. Cross your shins, put your knees into your chest, lift Tadasana, and Chaturanga. Find your back bend, and push back, downward facing dog. So now bring your knees down, and bring your forearms down too. We want to practice basically you want to go into 2 different ways of, different techniques of kicking up, pushing up into a headstand, into a forearm stand, into a handstand eventually. Basically they are the same thing, just some different things, as the name says. So we start by the easiest one. If you're not comfortable doing a headstand, you do a forearm stand instead. If you don't like doing forearm stands, maybe put a wall close to you. So here we go. You want to place crown of your head down. Basically, usually I push my head against my hands all the time, so I don't really have as much weight on my neck. There's plenty of different options to do this. And then you get into this position for your prep. You lift one leg up and you're in a level pelvis. Now the only thing you want to do next is open the pelvis, which ultimately lifts your leg higher, 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 and automatically the other leg lifts off the ground. From here, you can rather comfortably get into a headstand. Let's try the other side. Lift the left, open the pelvis, and only this action will ultimately lift your right leg up. And you can come all the way up. And slowly come all the way back down. Come back to your downward facing dog. We get back to this later. Put your right leg up to the sky on the inhale. Squeeze the knee into your chest. Exhale. Shoulders over fingertips slowly, slowly. And step in between your hands. High lunge. Inhale. Another warrior three, hands to heart. Keep shifting your weight. Press your hands into the ground. And now from here, and for most of us, for me too, this isn't the better leg. So in this one, we sort of try to do the kicking up motion. And one thing that really helps is squeezing the knee, that is not the kicking leg obviously, into the chest. This is basically what we're doing all class long, throughout Bakasana, throughout Navasana version, and so on. So you lift this other leg, and then this one I would not recommend opening the pelvis because this will completely bring you out of line. So you level the pelvis, you push the weight into your hands as you lift your right leg up and squeeze the knee in. Not sure am I still on the mat. This. And it helps if you have your arms straight. This is one of my weaknesses. I bend my arms way too much in this one. Let's try again. And obviously, let's try a third time. Keep pushing into your hands. Keep lifting. Let go of the end effect that you want in your head. Let go of your goal that you set. Just try to enjoy the process and kick. And come back down. Another round of tempo squat. Come down and release. Bring your right toe into your hands and lengthen here. Take a deep breath in. And very Ashtanga-like, pull the leg in, bring your knee onto your leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Point the foot, bring both hands into your pelvis. Take one more breath in here. Cross your shins and get into a forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale and shoot back chaturanga. Find your back bend and push back into downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up on your inhale. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Exhale. Shift your shoulders over your fingertips. Inhale. And step in between your hands. High lunge. Inhale. Hands to heart for another warrior three. Shift your weight and bring your hands down to the ground. So for most people, this would be the chocolate side. Push your weight into your hands. Keep shifting the weight more into your hands. Remember to squeeze the knee into your chest once your left leg leaves the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. One last breath in. If you're still kicking, you keep kicking. If you're in the air, you stay in the air if you can. And then slowly, slowly, for another pistol squat, wrong leg, come back down. And reach for your left leg, inhale here. Exhale, Ashtanga mode, pull the elbow out and lengthen. One more breath in and out. Lift your head on the inhale and point your toe, both hands stay in. One more breath in here and out. Bring your knees in, cross your shins, Lift for Lasana and jump back, Chaturanga. And come back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Bring your knees down again. Bring your forearms down to the ground. Now we're going to do this opening the pelvis, leveling the pelvis thing again. So extend your legs, walk your feet closer, lift the right leg, open the pelvis, open the pelvis, open the pelvis, and maybe your left leg will lift off the ground and you will be in your forearm stand. Changing sides. Lift your left leg, open the pelvis, push into your elbows. Maybe, again, you lift. I'm stuck with my hair. And come down. Extend your arms and tuck back, down dog. And here's the beauty about this. So you really want to let go of expecting you're actually getting up into a forearm stand. It's about enjoying the new experience, how a very simple technique, opening the pelvis, leveling the pelvis, will basically take all the weight off your legs and bring them into your hands. Take a deep breath in here. And take a deep breath out. One more breath in. And out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Yes, I know. One more time. So this time, we're combining the two actions of pressing, extending your arms, pulling the knees in, and jumping. But by me jumping, I mean pressing and not actually jumping with your legs. So you could also imagine you wanted to go like into a crawl, but instead of bringing your knees in, you push the weight away. So keep pushing your hands down. Inhale, push into your hands, just to prep, exhale, come back. Now you want to put the knees in, do a little hop. Inhale here, and come down. Inhale here, and come down. And you notice how much I bend my arms. So basically this is the hardest thing for me, keeping them straight. Try to keep them straight, try not to be me, try to be a bit more straight in your arms. Okay, so basically this is the walk. You want to walk all the way to the top of the mat in mini steps. Press, pull in, and land. Press, pull in, land. Press, pull in, land. One more. Press, pull in, and land. Release into a forward fold. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Inhaling here. And exhaling. One last breath. And out. Inhaling. Exhale, hands into your pelvis. Inhale, come all the way up to standing position. And ground position. Exhale, stay here for 3 breaths. Reach your arms up on the inhale. And not come all the way down on your exhale. Push the weight into your hands. Inhale. And try to jump into a half handstand, slide back chaturanga. Find your back bend. And push back. Downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up to the sky on the inhale. Pull the right knee into your chest and all the way to your left elbow. Place the leg outside of your hands. Come onto fingertips on the inhale and then level your pelvis, right side to the back, left side to the top. 2 more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. 1 last breath in and out. Push the weight into your hands. Reach your right leg back and up on the inhale. Knee to chest. Exhale. Shift your weight into your hands and step. Bring the left heel down. Come up into warrior 2 on the inhale. Bend your right leg deeper. Exhale. Extend your right leg for Trikonasana. Bring the left foot closer in. Or maybe you can grab your big toe, or you just bring your hand down and reach your left arm up to the sky. One more breath in here. And then bring the left hand down. Exhale. Bring the left foot closer in. For the twisted triangle, reach your right arm up. Originally, your hand would go on the outside of your right leg. One last breath in here. And slowly come back downward facing dog. Maybe through a vinyasa. Reach your left leg up to the sky. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Bring it to your right elbow and step the foot outside of your hand. Come onto fingertips. Lengthen here. And level your pelvis. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Push your hands down to the ground. Squeeze the left leg back and up. Knee to your chest. Exhale. Bring the weight over your hands on the inhale. And step. Exhale. Right heel down. Right arm circles up. Left arm follows. Step deeper into your warrior 2. Exhale. Trikonasana. Extend the left leg. Bring the right foot closer. Lean and release. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. One more breath in. And out. Take a deep breath in. And then bring your right hand down again. For the twist, hop the right foot further to the right and reach your left arm up. 2 more breaths. And release. Okay, so I would like to do the last press open pelvis position for today's class. If you want to do a headstand, if you want to do a forearm stand instead, just go for that. So basically the idea is the same. Maybe you want to bring, no, actually that's not a good idea. Okay, you lift the right leg up, you press into your hands, you open the pelvis really, really wide, push the weight into your hands and see, maybe you want to, maybe you can lift the left leg off the ground. Maybe you want to do a bit of shifting weights. Maybe one more. Here we go. Try not to lose joy in the process. Okay, changing sides. This would, for most people, not be the better one. So start in a standing split. Push down your hands, open your pelvis, and then, like a pulse, keep shifting to the hands and back, to the hands and back, to the hands and back. Let's one last. And come back down. Sit down. Hug your knees. And drop your forehead onto them. slowly lift your head. And as a counter position, just drop your knees out. And really restorative style, so no pulling, no pushing involved. Just with a round spine, hang over your legs. Slowly back up. And find a comfortable position on your mat. And after this really energetic and strong class, I would like to finish with a breathing exercise, which basically helps to level out, to balance your left and your right, your male and your female, if you want to call it that. It's principles basically after all. And so I think also these two sides of the spectrum are also a bit like the principles we were talking about. Abhyasa, the dedication, the strong, the going forward, the male side, if you want. I have a big problem with calling those male and female, but if it's just like a name, if it's just like a terminology, I'm fine with it, so let's just go with it. And the left side, Vairagya, which would be the letting go, enjoying the process, being in the moment, being open, being present, being vulnerable, maybe the female side of it. So I think it makes sense to basically see them as two energetically different sides. And after this really strong practice, I would like to do a little bit of Nadi Shodhana in order to balance that out. So Nadi Shodhana, the term is cleansing of the shodas, and the main shoda is running right through your spine. We believe in yoga theory, and so to basically balance out the left side, the right side, the strong left side, and the weak side, the soft side, and the tense side. And your left hand would be usually in this kind of mudra, so you basically bring your index and your thumb together, and the other fingers stay relaxed. Whereas your right hand you will use in order to do the breathing technique. We will always start by breathing into the left nostril, holding, breathing out through the right nostril, and then starting from the right nostril, we repeat the process. And okay, you would place your index and your middle finger right on your forehead. Close your eyes. In case closing eyes doesn't feel good, you can obviously leave them open and just look down on the mat right in front of you. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. You don't need to move your legs anymore. You can sit up lifted. You can sit in any of the other different position if you like. Take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. Right nostril closed, breathe into your left. Close left, exit right. Open right, inhale. Close right, exhale to the left. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, close. Open right, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, close. Open left, exhale 2, 3, 4. Through the left, inhale 2, 3, 4, close both. Through the right, open, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold both. Open left, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close, open left, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold both. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close. Open left, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close both. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release both of your hands onto your knees, onto your laps. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath in here. Exhale through your mouth. Now close your lips for a moment. Observe your mind and observe your body. And if just in asana practice there was the time to be really strong, to focus on your goals, now is the time to let go, to soften your thoughts, focus on the inwards. And as soon as you realize there's thoughts, there's feelings running through your head, just acknowledge that and go back to your breath. You can sit here for another 5 minutes, and I will leave you because the dog decided it's actually time to go. So